What's good? It's your boy Logic back in here with another video. Let's go. All right, Rollo was on another Rollo Tomasi. He was on another channel. What is it called? Bitmex or something like that. I don't know. There's some chick on there, right? And and he's well, basically the female. I forgot what her name. I wish I would have remembered her name, but the girl has a brother who's into the red pill space, and then she's kind of dipped her toe into the pill space. She's had Andrew Tate on her channel, probably some other people, and now she has Rollo Tomasi on there, which I commend her for putting him on there because um, out of all the men that can kind of articulate the points, kind of bare bones or whatever, he's the best in the biz, right? And so they're breaking down red pill talking points, alpha male, alpha widow, all that other good, hypergamy and all that other stuff. And they start talking about the delusion calculator, right? So we all know when the girl puts in her like 3 6s, 6 foot, um, 6 pack abs, what is it, a 6 figure income or whatever, whatever case may be, that calculator will calculate the percentage of guy based on the census of how rare that guy is. It basically is supposed to put into perspective um, how rare that guy is, and unless whoever's giving them the calculator actually goes into detail, really what you're supposed to get from that is um, what are you willing to do to get that guy? You know, rare shit don't just fall in your lap, right? Now, she had made a comment about the calculator. Like I didn't even finish. I didn't even. I paused the video before they even put her shit in the calculator, right? Um, she said off rip she was picky, right? And he made a note like, okay, you're picky, like, like we all know that that's to be expected. She's relatively attractive, probably in that 7 to 8 range. You know what I'm saying? So she's naturally picky. Hot girls are naturally going to be picky. Rollo also had a discussion on the attraction floor. How girls won't go lower than this, and they'll always go up. As far as if they think they're a 7, they will only date a guy that's a 7 or above. And if they date a guy that's a 7, he has to have some extra features that come with him. Because if she's gonna date somebody on her level, she wants to have some type of perks. And then as you go up, um, um, it'll get harder to control that guy and maintain that guy. Other girls will be after that guy. He'll probably step out from time to time on that guy, but she'll have the honor of saying that that's her guy, like, or whatever, right? And it'll be up to her whether she wants to deal with the consequences of having 8, 9, or 10 guy, right? But so it kind of she kind of fell into that. I wouldn't call it a trap, but she proved his point when she said she was picky, right? And this is when I took a real good note, because she said that I'm picky, and then she also said I'm smart too, right? Like that was supposed to be like an amplifier or some type of thing or whatever, right? And I was just like, no, you're not smart, right? That's the thing. Like, and I wanted to kind of make a point about that part right there when she said that she was smart, right? And I'm like, kind of, how do you define smart, right? Now, this is what I would think smart is, right? Because knowledge and whatever, like everybody has a different set of skills, knowledge, whatever, that can kind of be applied to certain things specifically. Like a plumber is smart if a plumber can go to your house and fix whatever leak or whatever you're having, he'd be considered smart. Well, as far as plumbing is concerned. But then if you told him to build a house, he wouldn't know what the fuck he was doing. That's when you'd have to get an architect, and then he would know how to put the floorboards in and all that stuff, and he would be considered smart. So because we're on dating and sexual market values and we're talking about relationships, she said that she was picky. She hasn't found the right guy, but she also said, but she's smart. So because she threw that in there, you can make the assumption that her intelligence she's referring to comes to intersexual dynamics as far as what she's looking for, this, that, and the other, right? And I would say this: if I'm a mathematician and I consider myself knowledgeable in math, and there's a mathematical equation that's put in front of me, all right, my objective is to solve this problem. All right, I would use my knowledge and get the answer, and it would qualify my smarts. Someone from the outside looking in who saw me solve that problem would probably make the suggestion, man, you're smart. You solved the problem. And then I could, I can make the statement like, I'm smart. There was a problem. I fixed it. She's not smart because she can't use her smarts to get what she wants. So that doesn't mean you're smart. If anything, what I try to do is I always try to question my intelligence all the time, because typically when people who think they're smart typically are less open to new ideas and new innovations or whatever, right? And I would say this, her as a woman, I said, you need to check your smarts at the door and be more open, because it's those smarts that you have that's probably been keeping you from the guy that you want, right? See, now what she's probably, her strategy, this is probably what her strategy, like she said she's picky and she's smart. Now what's happening here is she's overlooking guys, and this is what typically what most hot girls strategy is they're just gonna wait. They're gonna wait, because typically men are gonna approach them. She's in the she has the opportunity to sit and kind of like guys will kind of come to her and try to qualify to her, and she has the privilege of waiting, and she's gonna wait until the quote unquote right guy drops into her lap, and she's gonna, and that's what she counts as smart. And I'm like, that's dumb. You don't know how long you're gonna be waiting. You're probably not doing anything actively to attract that guy. You don't know what that guy likes, what he wants, probably where he's at. You're probably just wandering through life, just like guys are on a grocery shelf, and you're just there to kind of just wander around the market until you see something that stands out. And she would say that she's smart. So I thought that was a dumb statement on her part, to where to like, see, you can really tell that, because Rollo said something about a woman's main power and main importance is her sexuality, right? And you really, and he's already broke all this down, but she keeps falling into the same trap, because girls have a hard problem when it comes to compartmentalizing. Do not conflate your self-worth with your sexual market value, right? And he broke all this shit down before they got to the calculator, and she still keeps doing it. You being smart has nothing to do with your sexual market value. But because Rollo said somewhere earlier in the interview that guys don't really care about your intelligence. It's not what's going to really necessarily stand out the most. It's a nice cherry on top if it complements, and I don't know if he said this specifically, but if it complements your sexual market value, meaning that it doesn't work against you, which typically it does. Typically, the smarter a woman is, and I'll even break it down a little bit further from a scholastic school level of intelligence, because like I said, intelligence is like smarts really just depends on the field that you're really trying to work with. Like if she's intelligent or smart when it comes to being a mother, or let's say a wife, maybe she's been married before, maybe she's had her mom and dad are still married, and she's been able to learn from them, and she actually has intelligence when it comes to you know how a household should be ran. That to me is smart. But I know she's not talking about that. She's probably talking about regular ass school ass shit, that stuff that really, okay, she knows how to say a few big words while we're having a conversation. But what are we talking about? Like, what are we like is this whatever conversation I have with you that you're gonna try to slip out some big words that you learned in school? Is the conversation that we're having really going to benefit the relationship? Right? Because men communicate very simply, and it doesn't necessarily take big words for us to get our points across or anything. Like, your intelligence is just a overcorrection or something. Like, we don't really, you can't be dumb. We're just asking for you to be right. Like it's weird because like a guy's regular intelligence is like a girl being smart. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, and we all know this, but I'm gonna just say it. Typically, the hotter a girl is, the dumber she is, right? Um, and there's a inverse version of that for like dudes too, like or whatever. But basically, if a girl has gotten through life on her looks, she's never had to develop anything as far as a personality or intelligence or whatever, really. And I won't even really throw the intelligence in there. We'll just say personality, right? Because if you have a personality, a guy will roll with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, a guy that's, let's say, super athletic or whatever, like an NBA star or something like that, he's typically maybe on the less intelligent side because he's gotten through life based off his athletic abilities. People have probably made many concessions for him, maybe upped his grade so he can keep playing on the college team because, you know, he was that good of a player, whatever like that. And he might go through life just like by having things handed to him because he was the star of the football team. But I would say that there's way fewer guys that can do that than there are beautiful girls. So, yes, that dynamic also applies to men, but it's to such a smaller degree because when it comes to attraction for guys, because really, here's the thing, you don't have to be that attractive to start become delusional. Like, I would say a 7 delusion starts setting in, like whatever, right? So let's say she's a real world 7. She doesn't call herself a 7. The world says she's a 7, but a girl will typically raise herself up 1 to 2 points, right? So in her mind, she might think she's an 8 or a 9, right? Now, guys are not going to check her and say, bitch, you're a 7. What they'll do is they'll play up her 9, 8 or 9, make herself feel good about herself so they can get in them draws, pump and dump, and then dip off. So though she was a 7 who thought she was a 9, guys will let you think you're a 9 to play the game. And then she's a 7 with a 9 mentality, which makes her become even more delusional, and it just gets worse as you go up, right? So typically, the more attractive a girl is, she's really the lack of personality / intelligence, right? That's just, it is what it is. So it was just funny to hear her say that she was smart, and I'm just like, but you're single. We know you want a dude. You're struggling. How are you smart? It doesn't make sense. Girls don't, like, if you know what to be smart about, like, then that's where you'll win. Like, you're not smart enough to to try to learn at what you don't know. So the key is learn what guys want. And what typically is going to happen when you learn at what guys want, you're going to find out that you're going to have to suppress certain things about yourself. You're going to have to suppress some natural biological urges. And once Rolo tells you these things, or you find out about these things, you're going to actually have the knowledge that you need to get the guy. And this is what's going to happen. You're not going to give a fuck. What's going to happen is you're going to play the game that most girls play, and we're going to wait, and hope that the guy falls into your fucking lap. Because you're not going to want to suppress. Because here's the thing about suppression. It takes a lot of work. Most girls aren't going to have the work. Have the effort, put in the effort to work. If they feel like their value, if they overestimate their value, they're going to put all their stake in that value and hope that someone realizes what they see in themselves. And then it's going to keep, and so that they don't have to repress their urge to go after the bad boy and all this other stuff like that, especially if they're in their prime. Now, obviously, as a woman gets older, it'll be easier to repress a depreciating asset. Like it's like trying to hold on to a junky car. Like, it's a little bit easier the more junkier the car gets to kind of let it go, right? So yeah, a girl can eventually, as time passes, it'll get easier. But the girl that we're talking to, that Rollo's talking to, is probably about like 26 years old, right? So she's right there in her prime. She's probably just tipped over her prime. So in the next 5 years, she's going to be on the decline, right? You know, obviously she keep herself up. She can slow the decline down, but she's on the second half of her peak, right? So it was just funny to me that, like, this is the funny thing, right? The women that come into red pill spaces, like, if you're not here to grift and make content and do all whatever the case may be to, like, try to typically most girls that come into the red pill are going to have male viewers. They're not going to have female viewers. And that's because even if females came into the red pill, unless they're older, there's a higher success rate. But typically women that come to the red pill in their prime will not be able to understand or do the things necessary to capitalize off male/female nature. They just won't do it. It's too logical. It makes them feel like they're gonna have to settle. It requires dedication and work and suppressing her nature as far as trying to go after Chad, and it basically, there's so much shit that needs to be done on her end that most women won't be able to do it, right? Now, when it comes, now that's why red pill is good for guys, because it explains female's nature to us, and we get to make the decision whether we want to play off of it or abandon it, right? Some guys will just say, okay, if this is how women are, I'm not going to play the game. I thought they were this. I thought they were sugar and spice and everything nice. But now that I actually know what it is, it's discouraged me from playing the game. Or, okay, I got the inside rule book. Let me see how I can play this to my advantage, right? And maybe there's some people that'll do a dip and come back. Maybe they'll say, you know, I'm a dip, improve myself, come back to the game, and you can probably do that. But typically guys can absorb the information because it's coming from a logical standpoint. It's easy to absorb. You know, guys understand how to think critically, make sacrifices, and, you know, see the overarching goal and doing what needs to be necessary. Now, there are guys that'll say it's not worth the hassle, and that's fine. But the thing is, they understand everything, and they come to that conclusion that it ain't worth the hassle. Women just typically just won't want to put the effort in, whether they understand it or not. So, like I said, the takeaway from the video with the Rollo interview with the one chick from BitMax or whatever it is, right? The fact that she said that she was smart, as if it was keeping her from getting the dude, like it's weird. It's a weird statement. I don't, like, she needs to, like, unlearn what she has learned and try to approach men from a totally different angle than what she's been doing, because obviously she hasn't had any luck, right? So But it is what it is. Please, ladies, do not lead with intelligence. And just like not being intelligent doesn't automatically mean you're dumb, right? You can just be a regular person, a regular average person who knows how to think critically, process information. You don't have to be intelligent to do these basic ass shit. But it's like people think if you're not intelligent, you're dumb. I'm like, no. Just have some common sense, a personality, and know how to apply like basic shit. But it is what it is. It's your boy Logic. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.